Welcome friends, my name is Doug and this is Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. Today we have a special recipe. It's fettuccine with mushrooms in a creamy truffle sauce. And it is super cold outside in North Texas today. In fact, we're supposed to get snow sometime this week. And so what better time to make this delicious comfort food? And I hope you stay tuned for this recipe. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to boil some water, and we're going to add a lot of salt to that water, and then we're going to add our fettuccine noodles. And all you have to do is just follow the directions on the box. So we are going to cook this for 12 minutes. And don't forget, when you're cooking your pasta, it's super important to use one of these pasta spoons just so you can separate the noodles, and you want to just give it a stir every now and then. All right, make sure those noodles are separated. So that is step number one. Okay, let's talk about the rest of our ingredients. We're going to need 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, 1/4 of a cup of unsalted butter, that's half of a stick. We're going to need 16 ounces of sliced white mushrooms. This is 1 cup of Parmesan Reggiano cheese, which is my favorite cheese. 1/4 cup of unsalted chicken stock. 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Now here's an important ingredient. This is white truffle butter. Okay, this is imported from Italy. This is the brand I'm using. You're going to need, this is 2.8 ounces. This is going to be so good with this. 1 tablespoon of chives, that's chopped chives, and then 1 teaspoon of thyme leaves. We're going to need 1 teaspoon of dried parsley flakes, 1/4 cup of chopped white onion, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and salt and pepper to taste. Okay, let's start cooking. Okay, so I have a skillet here, and I have my 1/4 cup of butter, and I want to melt this butter. This is going to be for our mushrooms, and so you want to melt all that butter. Add my tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. You want to combine that butter and that oil together. And I'm going to first saute my onions. Remember, this is only 1/4 of a cup, not that much. We want to get these to where they're translucent. So this should take around 5 to 7 minutes. Low to medium flame. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, and these are pretty much done. And what I want to do now is I'm going to add a little salt and pepper. Remember, the salt and pepper is really to taste, so depends. It's probably about half a teaspoon on each for right now. I just like to do that to my onions. I'm going to add my mushrooms. You're going to cook your mushrooms in that butter and oil. So we're cooking our mushrooms in that oil and that butter and onion. That little bit of salt and pepper. Just a little bit for now. Okay. This is a really easy dish to make. Goes pretty quickly. Your mushrooms should take probably 7 minutes to be finished. So we're going to just toss that around in that butter and that oil for right now. And let that cook for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to add some yummy things to it. Now you do want to, after you finish stirring it, making sure you coat all those mushrooms with that butter and oil. Then you want to put a lid on it, and you're going to let that cook for around 5 minutes or so. Now while your mushrooms are cooking, in this skillet here, I'm going to add my cream. This is 1 cup of cream. I'm going to add my thyme leaves. Remember, this was about half a teaspoon of thyme leaves. Stir that in here. And now we're going to add our yummy white truffle butter. You want to make sure you get all that butter. And how much pasta did we make? We made approximately a pound of pasta. So we used almost the whole box. Maybe 3/4 of the box. We're going to let that, already smells good. And let that butter melt into the cream. This is on a medium heat right now. Smells so good. See how easy that is? And it smells really good right now. That white truffle butter, yum. Our mushrooms, it's been about 5 minutes. We're adding that 1/4 cup of the chicken stock to it. Keep stirring and let that cook for another 3 minutes or so. Make sure you stir those mushrooms because there's a lot of mushrooms, so make sure you stir it. Check our sauce here. I'm going to lower the flame now. We're going to add the delicious fettuccine noodles. To that cream and butter. This is comfort food, guys. This is comfort food. Yum, yum, yum. And it's perfect on this cold winter's day. Yum. Adding just a little bit of salt to the mushrooms and pepper. This is so earthy and smells so good. Lower the flame just a bit. This has about another minute to go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add that little bit of nutmeg to the mushrooms. That was like almost 1/4 of a teaspoon. Just stir that in there. That's going to add to the earthy flavor. Cover that, let that cook for 1 more minute. Checking our pasta here. Looks good. Going to lower it on a very low flame for right now. Yum. Going to give that a little salt and pepper too. It smells so good. Now with my pasta, I'm going to add the cheese. Remember that was 1 cup of Parmesan Reggiano cheese. Yum. Next, what I want to do is I'm going to get a slotted spoon and I'm going to get my mushrooms. This has a lot of liquid in it, and you don't want all that liquid to be in the pasta. So I am using a slotted spoon. It's okay if you have a little bit of it, but you don't want the whole thing because then it'll be way too liquidy. And you want your cream sauce to be nice, a nice consistency. So keep that in mind. Look at all those yummy mushrooms. And give that a nice stir. And this is a really awesome dish to make. It's not hard, goes fairly quickly, and it tastes so good. You're going to be amazed. Now, what I always like to do, and what every cook should do, is give it a taste for salt and pepper. Oh my gosh. Really good. I'm going to do a little bit more salt and pepper. That's the time you want to taste it before you serve it to your guests. Wow, this is awesome. And give it a nice little stir. And then we want to add dry parsley flakes. And now it's ready to plate. Okay, so we're going to plate it. And I'm going to get a nice amount of pasta. Give it a swirl there, make it look fancy. And then we're going to add those mushrooms. Or I should say add some extra mushrooms. You could also top it with some extra cheese if you'd like. Yum. Okay, so now it's time for our taste test. I'm going to get those chives and just sprinkle some chives on it. And let's give it a nice taste test. My mouth is watering. so good. This is really delicious comfort food for a cold winter's day. I hope you enjoyed Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas today. Remember, if you like this video, give this video a like. And if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel. That would really help us out. And until next time, my friends, happy healthy living. Bye-bye. Yum, so good.